Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Lee, aka the Pervy Sage, and today we're talking about anime pirating. Now, I remember growing up, in my parents' home. I was probably maybe 14, 15 years old. This was back in the 90s. Dragon Ball Z was big. It was huge. It was popular, and it was on constant repeat on Funimation, not Funimation, but Cartoon Network. They would stop somewhere around, wasn't even the Frieza saga. It was probably early Namek saga, right when the Ginyu Force was on the planet. And I don't even think Ginyu was part of the battle yet. I think they were still fighting Raccoon and Jace and Birder, and at some point it would stop and it would recycle. And so when I realized at the time through dial-up internet that I could go and find the Super Saiyan 2 video where Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2 for the very first time fighting Cell, because I mean, back then, this was the 90s, but back then, Dragon Ball Z had already been out for a long time. It was epic. I loved that moment. It was probably one of the most epic, moments of my childhood, outside of women, of course, that I can recall. So, anime pirating has always been a thing. I mean, even years later, I've had, at the time I had kids. I would still read One Piece, Bleach, Naruto, and I would even watch their weekly anime episodes come out through websites. I wouldn't have Crunchyroll. It wasn't on Netflix. I had Netflix, but I didn't have Crunchyroll at the time. I don't know if I had Funimation, but pirating's always been a thing, but they're really going after anime pirating right now. Last year alone, they shut down 30 anime piracy websites in just 1 month. Over on CBR, there was a new article titled "New Bill to Effectively Kill Anime and Other Piracy in the US Gets Backed by Netflix, Disney, and Sony." Now, this doesn't surprise anybody. I mean, they are getting killed by one particular anime piracy website. Now, these piracy websites, they go after them. They always find a way to avoid it, and I think this new bill is a way for them to attack and go after these websites and stop them from being able to just, change the name or spin up a new website under a new URL, right? So let's get into this article real quick, and we won't take too long on it. This is gonna be a quick video. The Motion Pictures Association, comprising Netflix, Disney, Amazon, Sony, and more, has backed a new bill bolstering efforts to ban access to anime, live action, novel, music, and other form of piracy sites in the US and potentially beyond. Via Torrent Freak on January 29th, 2025, U.S. Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren tabled H.R. 791, the Foreign Anti-Digital Piracy Act. If enacted, copyright holders and exclusive licensees, collectively referred to as petitioners, will be able to petition a U.S. District Court to issue a preliminary order to certain U.S. service providers, i.e. Google, Cloudflare, and broadband providers, an initial step to forcing them to block customer access to foreign piracy platforms. One issue here that I think is really crucial to keep in mind, it's not just for anime, I think. So it says live events. I can tell you from knowing certain people that I know, there's a lot of sporting events that are obviously live that are streamed on platforms that are not the legit legal platform to stream or watch this on. I know certain people who have access to certain platforms that they can watch any sporting event that they want to, that's live. Baseball, football, basketball. And so there's a lot of money involved in these platforms. The NFL, for example, CBS, NBC, these companies, I think Fox, maybe it used to be, I don't know if they still do, that broadcast NFL games, they pay the NFL a lot of money, billions of dollars, to broadcast those games. And the only way they make their money back is by people watching it, because, commercials and all this other stuff. So if people are not watching on their platform, but yet they're getting it off of some other platform that either A, they don't have to pay NBC or CBS a service charge or a monthly subscription to watch it, they get it for free on this other platform. Well, that's money lost. And I'm sorry, anime can try to push all they want, but the moment you get sporting events involved and people start losing billions of dollars there, yeah, people are going to start moving things and things are going to start happening. So that's also one thing to keep in mind. I think that's what they're referring to here when they say live events. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be big. The likely recipients of these orders would include major ISPs like Comcast and AT&T, as well as Cloudflare, Google. These two companies have been at the center of numerous DMCA takedown requests and U.S. subpoenas related to copyright infringement. Cloudflare was recently subpoenaed on behalf of Weekly Shonen Jump's Shueisha, while Crunchyroll and Funimation have filed over 45 million DMCA takedown requests with Google. Holy shit! 45 million takedowns? Holy fuck. I hope it's all digital. I mean, save the trees. Hey, man, that's ridiculous. The bill also attempts to assist service providers by providing certain immunities. A service provider, assuming the order is followed correctly, is exempt from any injury alleged by the foreign site and its users, irrespective of the damages caused or if the court finds that the order was improperly served. So they're going to protect these service providers. If they're going to require these service providers to do this type of blocking, they're going to ensure that the service providers are not allowed to be sued by the foreign website or the foreign entity. And I can understand that. Look, I don't like this at all. This really, I understand why they're doing it, but I don't like it. I really don't. Not that I condone piracy, but I feel like there's other things that can be done to limit the impact of piracy. You got to make the material easier to get a hold of, cheaper to get a hold of. Some of this stuff is bloody expensive. This is what I think the whole bill is about. This particular issue right here that I'm about to read is why I think Netflix, Disney, Sony, they're all pushing for this. The bill also allows a block and order to be updated if platforms attempt to rebrand to escape legal action. A notable example of rebranding was AniWatch's switch to High Anime last year. Lofgren's summary of the bill suggests certain orders may even allow petitioners to instruct the ISPs to update the block and order directly. So I think that's what they're going after, because some of the bigger anime piracy websites, that's what they do. They rebrand. And once they're rebranded, then whatever legal issues, I guess, was being applied to their previous brand no longer applies to the new brand, because it's probably, I don't know if they do it via corporations, LLC. I don't know how they do it specifically with the rebranding, but it seems like they do it to escape legal action. So this right here allows them to, okay, say you were AniWatch, for example, and now you're High Anime. Well, you're blocking, it still applies. You're dead in the water. So I think that's what they're going after. I think that is probably the reason for this push right here, because I mean, they shut one down, another one pops up, right? I mean, just remember, it had what, 43 million DMCA? Was that it? 43 million? I think it was. Yeah. Oh, 45 million DMCA takedowns just by Crunchyroll and Funimation alone. That's crazy. I mean, they're coming after you guys hard. Now, the one thing I thought would have helped avoid this, and they did try it. I don't know why it failed. I don't know if it failed because people decided to just pull out because they got selfish and greedy and wanted, cuts for their own, or the fact that Sony bought Funimation, outright, and that essentially killed two partners of this. But what I'm talking about is there was a website called VRV, which was anime website that you could stream anime content from. They had their own little app on the App Store, and you had multiple companies putting their anime onto this platform. Crunchyroll, Funimation, Rooster Teeth. There was a couple of others, range anywhere from newer to older animation, and I thought it was great. It provided one platform for you to go to get most of what you were looking for. I think it could have been better. I would have loved to see all of their anime on this platform. But part of the problem with piracy is that it's expensive to get anime legit and outright for most people. It really is. Not to mention the streaming platforms that don't have anime potentially that you might want to subscribe to for other anime shows. I mean, for other non-anime shows. So you have Disney Plus, you have Netflix, you have Crunchyroll. You used to have Funimation, but that rolled into Crunchyroll. You got High Dive, You have what's the WB platform? You have Peacocks, that was the one I was thinking for. You have one that WB does. I can't remember what it's called. I mean, everybody's got to have their own fucking streaming service, and it's expensive. They all keep up in the cost. Crunchyroll does. Disney Plus is doing it. I think Apple's got their own streaming service still. I mean, it's expensive. Not to mention, look at the prices on Crunchyroll's website for their stuff. 47, 60, 119, 47, 47 again, 224, 40, 121, 67. Now, I think maybe some of your ones that I've never even heard of this one. Okay, that's only 16, but 35, 47, 60, 47. I mean, you see my point. I mean, it gets higher and higher. $80 right here. Now, some of your box sets are going to be more expensive, obviously, but I mean, the shit's outrageous. There's also another website called JList that, this one, for example, Gushing Over Magical Girls, $115 for this Blu-ray. And here's the kicker. It's not for the whole fucking first season. 4 episodes. 4 episodes. That's all this is for. There's another one for this one. There's another one right here, 2. There's another one, 3. So you got 3 different Blu-rays that are $115 a piece just to get the whole first season. That's out fucking outrageous. That's $345 just to get the whole first season. You tell me that's not ridiculous. That is ridiculous. It's completely overpriced. That's one of the reasons why people want to pirate, because they don't want to pay outrageous money for the anime. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but all I'm saying is, look, if you're going to be going around and shutting down these piracy websites, you have to make anime more accessible. I mean, it already is fairly accessible, but you got to do better. Not to mention, you got to stop with all the censorship crap. Look, I understand if it's being broadcasted across airwaves like it is in Japan, that you might need to censor it. Sure, that I understand. Because over there, they still have like broadcast TV where things are aired for the first time. That makes sense. But if you're going to put it on Crunchyroll, if you're going to put it on High Dive or some anime streaming service, whatever that may be, Netflix, why post the fucking... Oh. Why post the censored format? Why? It makes no sense. I mean, why would you not just post the uncensored? Look, if somebody's watching it, they're not going to watch it if the uncensored bothers them. That's fine. All I can tell you from my own experience, the censored shit bothers me. If I watch something on Crunchyroll and I see that it's censored at all with the little tags or whatever, or the lights and stuff, I'm like, I'm done. I will go and find the uncensored version. I will. Straight up. I'll go find it. Because you guys won't provide it. If you won't provide it to me, I am not going to sit there and watch what you are providing, because what you're providing isn't what I want. So provide the uncensored version. It doesn't matter how uncensored it is. How bad it is. It could be anywhere from just boobs. It could be anywhere like interspecies reviewers, which was a lot more, or Redo Healer, which was borderline hentai. I don't care. If it's out there and I want to watch it, don't censorship. Or censor it. Excuse me. Don't censor it. Getting flustered here. So they're coming after your anime piracy websites pretty hard. It's a new bill. It's not law yet. I don't know if it will pass. I'm really surprised they're putting much effort into this. I would think there would be more important things, but maybe these anime sites, anime companies are seeing a big dent in their profits from this. I don't know. So let me know what you guys think. Do you obviously I don't want to sit here and condone piracy, but what do you guys think? Right? Is this something that you're concerned about, piracy, or are you concerned about the other side of it, them coming after pirate websites? So I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle here. I've done both sides, right? I've bought it legally. I've went out and found it, in a more questionable fashion on the high seas, but it's it's happening, and they're coming after you pretty hard if you're one of these foreign entities that are posting this stuff. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. If you like the content, subscribe, hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel for more content, and I will talk to you guys next time.